Visibility question is a good one. Some companies are cutting on Scrum Masters to save cost, and they cannot afford having a Scrum Master. Todd, I think we have a pretty, or at least I have a pretty direct thought on this. I don't know. This is an interesting topic because I think the role of the Scrum Master is in trouble. I think if you're hired specifically as a Scrum Master, that probably doesn't feel very safe anymore. You with me so far? I think the adjustment in Scrum Guide 2020 to shifting the Scrum Master, product owner, and developers to accountabilities, I think paved the way for us to rethink who should be the Scrum Master, especially. And I'm starting to believe, and actually not starting, I've shifted here. I think the Scrum Master should be like the development manager or should be the manager of the group. I'm really moving in that direction, or I should be honest, I'm there. So hiring a separate Scrum Master to me really does not make a lot of sense anymore. In fact, if I'm running a business, I'm going to turn to the manager of the development of the developers and say, why aren't you acting in this way already? Why aren't you clearing impediments for your team to be successful, your team of developers? Why aren't you working in a way that they can be successful? Why aren't you putting what they need ahead of what you need? Why aren't you working with the product group, whether it's a product manager, a product owner? Like, why aren't you partnering with them to make sure we understand exactly what's needed and that good things are coming from stakeholders and that the events that are happening around our work are being facilitated well and that they're being supported? To me, that just makes sense. And it's how I always managed, whether a manager, director, vice president, it's just how it worked. And yeah, I think this is where things are going, that the managers need to step up and work and fulfill the Scrum Master accountabilities. Look, it's interesting. We expect product owners to still fulfill all of their product management responsibilities that are outside of Scrum, but also do all the things expected in Scrum, right? Why wouldn't we also expect managers out there to do the things that good managers do, like work with HR and finance and do all that, the reviews and all, but also fulfill the accountabilities in Scrum? It just seems like there's a mismatch there. And so I'm not surprised Scrum Masters are getting fired, because if that's all they're doing, it's really hard to justify that. And they're not as effective, in my experience. Without a manager, director, VP title, it's hard to make the organizational shifts that are expected of you. You lack the positional influence to do. And so I think that's where things are going. What do you think, Todd? Have I just said crazy, blasphemous things?
While you're doing that, I'm on LinkedIn looking at Scrum Master job position titles um, and responsibilities. And a lot of them say Jira, PMP certification preferred, manage vendor relationships, Jira again. So companies' expectations for what a Scrum Master is as compared to what companies need in a Scrum Master are different. And so then people get caught in this weird place where they have no authority whatsoever. They're a Jira administrator. They take the raw approach because they just don't have maybe the technical prowess or something to do anything else. And it's good. I've come across a lot that are really good facilitators, and I'm not saying you have to be technical, but it's a expectation of the market as compared to an expectation of Scrum, and there's a mismatch there. As hard as we've tried to bridge the gap, it hasn't happened. And people are laying off a position that they mishired for.
Oh, yeah. Totally agree.
And if you get somebody in there that is wreaking havoc, trying to create change, trying to do the things a Scrum Master could do, you're probably the first one on the chopping block.
Totally. I think that's a great point too, Todd. Lots of mismatches when it comes to Scrum Master.